Hi, my name is Jenny Mapes, owner of CrossFunction Sport Recovery, and I'm going to take you through a tour of our new facility here in Mill Creek, Washington. I'm really excited to show you our place. This has been a dream of mine for over 10 years. Many of you know I trained for the 2012 London Olympics in the high jump, and one of the great things about that experience was learning the importance of body recovery and self-care. So one of the things that I couldn't do when I was doing my training, they didn't really have recovery in 2012. I mean, they had foam rolling and they had stretching and yoga and all that, but they didn't have a lot of these technologies that are out there today. So as I was doing my training, I was always on like this brink of injury. I never wanted to get fully injured where I had to go to a PT and stop all of my training, but yet you had to always push the limits, right? So the great thing about this recovery center is it is a place where anybody, regardless of what level of performance they are, whether it's just they are a laborer in a hard-working job, like a construction worker, or around here we have Boeing employees who work on airplanes all day long, or they run 5Ks, or they just like to stay healthy. This is a place to go for those types of people to be able to recover and heal so that they can do the job that they want to do. So this is kind of a conglomeration of things that I have learned over the 17 years of being a movement specialist and also massage therapist. And I'm really excited to show you this new facility. So let's go on ahead and take a look. Here's the entrance into our facility. So we tried to make it open, modern, bright. ESPN channels. Here's our front desk. Now the great thing about this recovery center is we have different zones. It's called the recovery floor. And on the recovery floor there are 3 types of zones, and this is part of the membership package, is unlimited use of these zones. We have the grip zone, the foundation zone, and the flow zone. So let's go ahead and go through some of these. Here we have the foundation zone. Let's go ahead and turn the camera just one moment here and talk about this before we go through them. So with the foundation zone, I really wanted to make sure that people have the ability to be able to get their movements right. Because if you don't have balance, if you don't have the correct mechanics with those stabilizing muscles, you can have the potential of getting injured. And our whole entire goal is to prevent injury, right? Because we are not PT, but we are not personal trainers either. So our goal is to help with those corrective exercises and those corrective measures so that you don't have to go to PT. If you do need to see a physical therapist, we have plenty of options available and we will route you to the right person or a sports med doctor. But when you come in here, our whole entire goal is to help you heal and recover. So with the foundation zone, we have a lot of great tools to help you to help mitigate injury or help the risk of having injury. So one of the things we worked on was balance. Second thing is vibration, working in with the joints. And the third in the foundation zone is those exercises and stretches, the correctives that you can do. So just in a small space training. So let's go ahead and look at those. Here we have the balance zone going from progressively harder. Here is what's called the Vibe Stretch Plate. So this, when you turn it on, it vibrates and you're able to do different movements on it to help with your joints. So this helps move the synovial fluid in your joints when you have that vibration. And then on this section, these are the different levels of where you can put like bands, and we have different bands that you can use that you can put on there, and you follow a mirror. So in this mirror, it has local coaches. Let's go ahead and touch to start. You can watch yourself in the mirror, and we've developed this mirror technology here for our use. So in the foundation zone, what corrective do you want to do today? Do you want to have a focus area? Do you want to have a local specialty coach? Do you just want a timer and do what your physical therapy released you to do on your own at home? We can just have a timer that sits there. We have several local specialty coaches, and we're going to get several of these along the way. Powerlifting, rowing, upper body correctives. Let's see our one and only Noah from Everett Rowing.
Association. I'm going to take you guys through a rowing specific workout and for before and for after your rowing workout.
All right?
to talk about a few things to look at.
So what's really great about this is that we have local coaches here to teach you how to do their different events in case maybe you're interested in trying, in this case, rowing. So this is the foundation zone. It helps with the foundation, the very core of how we move. Second station here in the recovery floor is our flow zone. Or I'm sorry, this is our grip zone. So this is all about the grip. So same thing, we've got a mirror here. We start out with a mirror, and you can either do a quick start or you can do the 10-minute timer, and it's the same thing. Got a mirror, it's telling you how to do exercises, and this one is using grip tools. So you see we have different like grip bars and other types of tools that a person can use to help strengthen and stretch out their grip. Okay? And then we have a manual therapy station. This manual therapy station is timed. What's really great about our entire system is that we have a recovery specialist that's going around helping you with all of these. They're helping you with the tools. They're helping teach you how to do the different things if you're doing it incorrectly, or maybe there's a way that you can change your form a little bit. They'll kind of go around and help you with anything that you need. And these are stations. They are 60-minute stations per zone. Let me go ahead and turn the camera real fast so I can speak with you. They are 60-minute per zone. So the great thing about this is that a person can come in and they can either just go into one of these zones and go into each one of these stations and just start going around a circle. Or if they're familiar with it and they know what they want to do, you can go ahead and insert yourself where there's a free station and just go into the different zones however you wish and what you want to do. But it makes it really simple to plug and play. You just go, swipe your membership card, come on in here, and then start going around the circle of one of the zones. Each zone is an hour, so you know that it'll only take you an hour to go through each of the zones if you wish to do it the structured way. And like I said, there's a recovery specialist who's coming around and helping you and showing you how to do things and helping you take equipment on and off and all of that. So you're being supported through all of this as well. It's a great team environment. So let's go ahead and continue with the grip zone. So we had the mirror, which is working on your strength, or your grip strength and your stretching. This one is the manual therapy station where we have all sorts of tools to help you recover with your, this is a great one by Armaid. We have hand squishers. This is like a hand squishing machine that will put a plastic bag on your hand, and then you can put your hand in there and it'll compress your hand. We have foam rolling, and you can do rolling if you want something a little bit lighter. We've got things for the fingers where you can just use this to help with manually stretch out and roll your fingers. So this is all for your grip. After that, we go into a paraffin wax. So here's a chair, and there's our paraffin wax over here where you can watch our TVs. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around one more time. So a lot of times people think that paraffin wax is for spas and nail salons and all of that, but actually paraffin wax is really, really good for your joints. And it's really good to help put deep heat into your joints. And you'll see it a lot in occupational therapy places or whatever. This is just, if you've overused your hands one day, let's say you play an instrument like the guitar or maybe a violin or maybe the piano. Maybe you have a mechanical job. You use your hands and your fingers a lot. So if you can get that deep heat into your joints, that will help recover and soothe your joints. So we're using this more as a therapeutic area than a relaxation spa procedure. Got it? So after that station, let's go to the final station in the grip zone. We have the air relax, where you stick your arm in there and it helps compress all the way up your lymphatic system through your arm. And then we also have we have ice, we have heat, we have Compex, which is like TENS units. They're FDA approved home use for Compex to help with the muscles. So we have a whole bunch of different tools here to completely recover your grip. So let's go ahead and move to the third part of our recovery floor. Now, if you wanted to take a break, we have seating and we have beverages. If you just want to hang out for a little while, waiting for your friend to be finished, or waiting for in between your different zones. So this last zone is very relaxing. This is our flow zone. And our flow zone is a little quieter area of our facility here. And we have, as you can see, 3 TVs. We have all sorts of ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, hockey, sport. Whenever the sports can come back on, we're going to have them all here. And in these chairs, each one of them have, they recline. They have a little toggle where you can vibrate on them on all of these different chairs. And we have Normatex and Air Relaxes for your legs for compression. And we also have hips. And you see this low table here if we've got any problems with like your posterior chain, so you have anything with your hamstrings or any of that, that's what this is for. And we also have TENS and heat and compresses for your knees, your back. We have Compex machines again to help do the TENS and that muscle stimulation. So you can just go ahead and tell your recovery therapist what you want to work on, and your recovery specialist what you want to work on, and then they will suit you up with the proper equipment, and you can just sit back and relax and watch TV and have the machines do their job. So that is the flow zone. So those are the recovery floors that we have. Now let's keep moving on here. We have what's called the team zone, and in the team zone, we have group classes, and these are small group recovery classes. We have a max of 6 people per class, and this particular team room here, training room, is big enough to hold quite a few people. We've got full-size mirrors. It's a very nice space, gray floors, modern. And some of our classes that we have are stick mobility, yoga, which is athlete yoga, and XF base. So what's great about these, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to put the mirror like this. I'm going to put the machine right here and kind of show you a little bit about these different devices. So stick mobility is all about movement and range of motion. So as you can see, we have different levels of sticks, and Noah or I can take you through a stick mobility routine. These are kind of like pole vault poles, if you've ever seen them, in that they're able to bend in different ways. So you can have range of motion and movement within that range of motion. It helps you develop strength and flexibility in movements. So we'll take you through several different strength and reach class, like different training. So this is with stick mobility. So it's all about strength, range of motion, and strength within that range of motion. It helps stretch you out. Same with yoga. So yoga is athlete yoga. And athlete yoga is for those non-bendy people. You know, you see those people who are yogis that take their foot and bend it all the way backwards. That's not what we're about here. We're about functional movement. So yoga is about helping athletes with their functional movement to help increase their range of motion and their strength in their range of motion. And the XF base class, Tahoe and I teach that. And then the XF base class, which is what Tracy teaches, that is corrective exercises and stretches. So it's more traditional. So in that class, let's go ahead and show you. We have balance pads. We have foam rollers. We have lacrosse balls, bands of all different levels for all different strengths. So we have like ankle bands. We have TheraBand CLXs, and so for those people who are really tough, we have the really hard CLX band. Basically different loops that take you through, you can put on both your hands and your feet and go through range of motions. And then we have stretch bands. So we'll be using all of these types of equipment to be able to help corrective stretch and exercise you. So that's the XF base class. So those are the ones that we have for athletes to be able to recover after they're done with their workout. So it's recovering, and it's also to help, again, prevent injury, because that's our whole entire goal, is to prevent injury. All right, let's go ahead and go into our freeze zone. Now, because of this lovely coronavirus outbreak, we do not have our cryotherapy machine yet, but this will be the cryotherapy. It's stuck in Europe right now. So this is where our cryotherapy room will be. And our machine will be right here. And so we have our ice wall, and we have a really nice, great place to get absolutely frozen. I'm gonna turn the camera around here. Now, one of the great things about cryotherapy, people ask, what is it? What is whole body cryotherapy? That's a very good question. So when you're in an ice bath, you leach heat from your system while you're sitting in that very, very cold water, right? And your blood is working, or your body is working overtime to get that blood to go through. So one of the things that we do here with whole body cryotherapy is it's only up to 3 minutes. Yes, it's negative 200 plus degrees, but the whole entire point is to kind of shock your body to be like, oh, this is way too cold. I'm gonna die. So it takes all that blood and it sucks it into your core. Well, why is that important? When the blood is transitioning from your entire body into your core to keep your core warm, then what it's doing is it's reducing inflammation. It basically sucks that inflammation out of your joints through the rest of your body. And then it circulates through your system while you're cold. And what's great about that is that it's oxygenating the blood, and oxygenated blood is nutrients. That helps give healing for your body. That provides the body the ability, a greater ability to heal, is transporting that oxygen throughout the rest of your system. So it's sitting there in your lungs, filtrating, getting all that oxygen, and then the instant you step out, poof, it goes all the way through your body, through your joints, through your limbs with that fresh oxygenated blood. So you've taken out the inflammation and you've pumped your body full of that oxygenated blood that comes in with nutrients, okay? So that's the recovery method of the whole body cryotherapy. Now we are using a very special machine in the CryoArctic, which is a really great machine because it is, it completely covers you. You are not having to go below, you know some of those that are like circles and you have to go, you're like above the fog. Well, that fog has liquid nitrogen in it. So if you went below that fog, you'd asphyxiate because it's got nitrogen in it. So this particular machine that we have, you never touch liquid nitrogen. It's state of the art. It's brand new. You cover your whole entire body in the freeze. And I'm cold adverse, just to let you know. And I didn't have any problems with it. So I highly encourage you to try it out at least once to see what your experience is, okay? So that is our cryotherapy room and the freeze zone. So you have experienced today the cryotherapy room, so the freeze zone. You have seen our new facility. You've seen the recovery floor with the foundation zone, the grip zone, the flow zone, and the team zone. Now remember, part of the memberships for gold, silver, and bronze, you have unlimited use of all of the floor and then reduced discounted price of the cryotherapy and the team classes. So there's unlimited group team classes if you have the gold. And then, of course, we have CrossFunction Sports Massage is our repair zone. Now, just to kind of give you guys an update. CrossFunction Sports Massage is its own company, just because it's medical and we don't want to. It's all the HIPAA requirements and everything. So because CrossFunction Sports Massage is medical, we have it as two businesses. So CrossFunction Sports Massage is inside of CrossFunction Sports Recovery. Okay, so there are two different businesses. So massage is inside of the recovery center. So they are two different businesses simply because we're trying to keep medical and the fitness, wellness, recovery side, those two separate, all right? So we have great therapists, and in that repair zone, just to kind of give you an FYI, we do scraping, cupping, taping, pin and stretch, ART, I do Feldenkrais and Zen therapy, which is like Rolfing. So we've got a lot of different modalities that we have here. Great therapists. So I am excited to and want to thank you for being on this tour today of CrossFunction Sports Recovery, and we look forward to seeing you here. Take care. Bye.